Welcome everybody. We're back for another Tech Talk powered by vBrownBag here at VMworld in Barcelona. Now, Artur, you're going to talk about your VCDX journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's on.
No.
It's on now.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Ah, that's better. Yeah. So we're going to hear about your VCDX journey.
Yeah, that's correct. For the next 10 minutes, I'll try to give you as much as I can information, basically from my experience, and to let you go through the VCDX process and accreditation smoothly and painlessly as much as possible. So,
all right. So well, I'll let you get to it then.
Yeah, let's start then. Yeah, my name is Artur Krzywdziński, and I'm working as a senior consultant at Glasshouse Technologies in UK. I'm a VCDX 77 and the vExpert 2012 holder. So as I mentioned, with next 10 minutes roughly, I'm going to tell you tips and trips, and I'll guide you how to go through the VCDX as painlessly as is possible. So don't waste the time, and then let's go for it. All right. So when should you start to think about the VCDX? Basically, you can start thinking even now, but before that, you need to know that there are some mandatory prerequisites and some which are not mandatory ones, but I decided to put them here to just let you know that it's not so easy as it is in a blueprint. So one of those mandatory ones are VMware certification, VCP, VCAP DCA, VCAP DCD. So you need to pass them first in order to sign up for a VCDX program. The non-obligatory one, non-mandatory ones are experience in design. So you need to have experience in designing for customers, for yourself, because if you think that you are 10 years experienced admin in VMware and you're just jumping in your first project and you send it for approval to VMware and you'll be approved, so you might be wrong, because the guys out there are really smart and they can easily figure out from your design if it's your first design and if you're experienced or not. Another very important case is to have the hands-on experience in the technology. So this is also very, very important. You need to know the technology which you are going to put into your design very, very well, because the VCDX accreditation is not only to be an architect, like in common overall understanding that you will create the high-level design and that's all, and someone else for you will do the low-level design, physical designs, etc. So you need to know the technology, you need to know how to install it, the vCenter, ESXi, you need to know how to log into ESXi, etc., etc. You need to know even the command line, because on a troubleshooting scenario, there might be some questions from a panelist that they will ask you how to grab the logs from ESXi, right? So you need to know how to do it. And also, as a VCDX is a VMware certification, so you need to follow the VMware methodology of the creating documentation. What the document should contain means that all the architecture in the document must be put in a certain way, and certain things must be that are obligatory to have it in the document. So you need to have in the main document, which is called TSD, you need to have the conceptual design, logical design, and the physical design. So these obligatory things which you need to have, and then VMware design course will help you with this will explain you what is necessary to have in a documentation. And also before that, read the blueprint. There's a lot of useful things which you can find it out, and you will see what you can expect from a panelist. So now a few words about the project documentation. So start as soon as possible. Don't wait to the last moment, to the submission date, because the blueprint says that you need to estimate around 40 working hours to complete the documentation. Well, I think this is just an estimation, because for example, for myself, it took me like 60 hours to complete all the documentation, because the whole package not contains only main document, which is TSD, but contains also the deployment manual, the implementation manual, operation manual, test and validation manual. So there is a lot of documentation which has to be delivered with the core document. think about the project idea. The project idea is a very important, because if you're in the middle of your design, figure out that it's not the way we want to go, that might be already too late. And use the real-life scenario. If you use the real-life scenario, it will be much more easier for you to defend something which you are working for the past 6 months than something completely fictitious. And it will save you also quite a lot of time, because most probably you have already the TSD document, so the core document. You have already some implementation and deployment guides. So what you need to do is you just have to tune it and put the necessary information which is required from a blueprint. And don't make this mistake like most people do. Don't put too many VMware technologies into your design. If you do it so, and if you don't know them, then basically your project will be rejected, because the scoring is not based how many VMware products you put into design, but it's based on the quality of your design. So of course you need to have the core, the hypervisor, the vCenter, then maybe the vCloud Director if you want. So it's more than enough. And if you have a draft version of your project, send it to your colleagues which know the technology. They will review it and ask them for a detailed feedback. It will give you the overview in which point you are, which are the missing points in your project, what you can improve, when you can improve. Defense preparation. So at the beginning of the defense itself, you have to do the quick presentation of a project. So don't make this presentation too long. I mean, 5-7 minutes is more than enough, because if you spend more time on your presentation, you will have less time to answer the questions from a panelist. And this time, which you're using for a presentation, is included in the first part of the defense, means on the 75 minutes, which is the most important part of the defense. So if you save a time on the presentation, then you will have more time to answer more questions, means you will get higher scoring. And one tip on the presentation, at the end of the presentation you can include a visual drawing. So it might help you during the presentation. Instead of drawing and waste time using whiteboard, you can just simply point to the presentation and explain to the panelists the case which they will ask you for. And very important thing, mock defenses. So before you go for a defense panel, ask your colleague to help you out. Send them your TSD document, ask them to prepare for you 10-15 questions, and do the mock defense. So over the Skype, face-to-face, you will pretend to be the candidate for VCDX. They will be like a panelist. So we will start with your presentation, and then afterwards they will ask you questions. It's very helpful, and you're getting used to speak with the people. About the panel itself, get on time, don't be too late. 20 minutes before panel starts, I think it's a good time. You can grab a coffee, speak with the people, speak with another candidates, calm you down, get a deep breath, and go for it and take it. And of course, don't get stressed on the panel itself. I know it's kind of easy to say, but those people are also human beings, right? So I know that on VCDX bootcamp they will tell you that panelists don't smile, don't talk, don't joke, right? But it's not actually true. So I joke with the panelists, of course not so often, but they are really helpful, and listen to them, what they're saying. Listen to them, because based on their question they will put you on track if you lose your way, especially in the design and troubleshooting part of the defense. Answer very quickly on the questions. Don't say stories like 5 minutes answering on one question. Hit the nail in the head, quick, and with as much information as is possible. Then you can save the time again, and you can get more questions, means that you get higher score. Yeah, about now a few words about the next, what is the first part is the 75 minutes of the defending your project, then it's a design scenario and troubleshooting scenario. So keep talking. During those two, keep talking and use the whiteboard very often. The panelists will listen you if you will go to not that way which you're supposed to go. listen to their questions, and they will lead you on the track back. So keep talking and use the whiteboard. It's very important. Of course, we look at the clock because this time is running very, very fast. You even didn't notice when it's just 5 minutes left on a schedule. Some resources for you guys. VCDX community, very good one. FAQ also, VCDX community. So go through it, see what the common errors are made by the other candidates. VCDX's blogs, so you know them, some of them they blogging out their experience. And if you have any particular questions, you can ping me on a Twitter. It's not a problem at all. I will, of course, answer each of your questions. And if you want, you can go and contact me through my blog. So, yeah, thank you very much for vBrownBag team, Vim, and VMware for sponsoring this. Thank you.
Artur, thanks a lot. That was really good. Yeah, so I did want to ask a question because the Brown Bag team's been talking about maybe trying to help people do mock defenses. What was like one thing that was really helpful in preparing the mock defense?
Well, you need to send your technical documentation to the person which might be already VCDX. That would be the perfect thing, right?
Right.
Or to person which know the technology very well, because what you need to get the details, very detailed answer back on a defense mode, because that will be how it will be like that, yes? So the panelists will ask you very detailed questions. It's not like overview overall, but they want to check if the design is yours. So you can expect very, very deep, detailed questions.
Sounds good. All right, Artur, thank you again.
Thank you very much.
All right, that concludes that Tech Talk. We'll be back in just a moment with our next vBrownBag Tech Talk at VMworld 2012.